It's the 2023 Billabong Pro Pipeline, and last year, so using the surf forecast and some stats, I'm going to pick my WSL fantasy team. So yes, I know you're picking Joao Chianca. So is everyone else. You probably picked Jack Robinson too. Live a little, take some risks. Everyone got that team. Hey everyone, I'm Old Surf Dad. Welcome to Season 3. All right, let's start with our Fantasy League news. So we have a shiny new Hall of Fame trophy. And before I tell you about that, let's congratulate last year's top 5 and the overall winner and Hall of Fame inductee, Australia's Dave Bob. Congratulations to all of you. Now, if you check out the new Hall of Fame page on oldsurfdad.com, you'll see an interview where Dave Bob gives up some of his Fantasy League secrets, and you'll meet Australia's new champion. Now, on to the trophy. To commemorate the 20th anniversary of Andy Iron's world title runs, we have a Rising Sun surfboard and a trophy base coming from Eye Candy Miniature Surfboard. My friend Matt over there kills it, and he also made my girlfriend a board for Christmas. Check this out. It's from her favorite movie. Look at the detail. Can anyone name it? Tell me in the comments below if you know that movie. All right, thanks again to Matt. And check out his work on Instagram at Eye Candy Miniature Surfboards, and I'll also put a link in the description below. So how do you win this trophy? Well, you need to register for our Fantasy League at oldsurfdad.com. You'll see a button at the top of the homepage that says Join Our League, and you can register there, and you're in the hunt. Now, don't forget to confirm your email and subscribe to the channel to be eligible. All right, moving on. How about we check the surf forecast for Pipeline? So our waiting period for Pipeline is from January 29th to February 10th. That's prime time on the North Shore, and lately we've had heaps of swell in good conditions. It looks like there's a solid pulse of northwest swell the first 2 days of the waiting period, with the possibility of good conditions and XL bombs on Monday, January 30th. The rest of the week, the winds may not cooperate and textured, bumpy conditions are forecasted. Further out, there's no significant swells predicted, but it's still early and the North Pacific is active. Check out my Pipeline Surf Forecast page at oldsurfdad.com for updates and links to all the sites the pros use. I used to go full matrix with some seriously geeky stats, but I'm just going to give you the bullet points here and suggest you go to the Pipeline page on oldsurfdad.com. There's tons of stats to nerd out on. Seriously, I did a lot of work for you there. Check it out, link in the description. So here's your past champions, including last year's female champ, Moana Jones. On the site, I created a power ranking system based purely on historical data and stats. Here's the top 5 men with Gabriel Medina, Kelly Slater, John Florence, Elo Ferreira, and Seth Moniz. And here's the top 3 women with only 1 year of history to draw from: Moana Jones, Carissa Moore, and Tyler Wright. On the site, I also have a Fantasy Radar section that includes some of the surfers I like and some not so much. The link is below. And if you're into the Survival League, you have to see the survival rates. That shows percentages of survival for each surfer. Link is also in the description. Before we get into our picks, it looks like Joanne DeFay will be out for the Hawaiian portion of the tour. While training, she fractured one of the metatarsals in her right foot. Those are the long bones that connect your ankle to your toes. And as you can see, she's wearing a boot. She'll rehab in France and then return for the Portugal event. Hey Joanne, we wish you a speedy recovery, and we'll see you at Super Tulips. Starting in Tier A with the women's, which 2022 season champ do you want to pick? The one that defeated the entire top 5 in the finals, or the one with the most points? All right, that's a controversial start. Anyway, I'm picking the one that had the most points last year, Carissa Moore. Plus, Steph has Moana in her heat. And because of this wave Carissa had at the recent Vans Pipe Masters, I'll make her my power surfer. All right, let's go to Tier B. Fun fact, everyone in Tier B has won a WSL event except second-year prospects Gabriella and Betty Lou. So look, the point is there's a lot of talent here. Now, I know most of you are going to pick Tati, and I think that's a good pick, but she's never done well at pipe, and in the recent Vans Pipe Masters, she was 17th out of 20. Even though she charges, I think her backside attack scores higher with the judges, and the goofy footer typically does better in rights. Think Jay Bay last year and Margaret River the year before. I'm going to pass on her and probably regret it. Honestly, I like Brisa and Betty Lou, and my heart wants to pick them, but there's some tough competitors here. I'm going to use my head and lean purely on pipe stats. If you toggle the switch in the upper right, you'll filter down to the pipe stats only, and you'll see last year's semifinalist Tyler Wright has the highest heat winning percentage and the second highest average heat score. I'll take Tyler and Isabella Nichols, who has the next best stats. I mean, using just stats alone leaves me with an empty feeling. For real. So I got to move on to Tier C. Before Moana Jones came along and was added as a wild card, I had made the difficult decision to take Molly Picklum over Katie Simmers just because Molly has more experience here. But no one has more experience at pipe than Moana Jones. That includes all the tiers and most of the surfers on the men's side. Let's look again in awe at her recent wave at the Dahui event before we move on to the men's picks. If there's a solid west-northwest swell, no one's going to beat her. All right, men's Tier A. No one will pick Felipe, and everyone will pick Jack, and I'm going to avoid both of them. I also call a no-go on Ethan, who's never made it past a round of 32, and who I'll pick at sunset. The opposite of Ethan is the 2019 pipe champion, Idolo Ferreira. If it's medium-sized pipe, he's a good pick, but he's up against the Hawaiians, Seth and Imai. Same goes for Kanoa, who is super consistent and another great choice. But why the hell am I looking at him at the Louvre on Instagram when everyone else is getting reps on the North Shore? I mean, dude does this travel model press junket thingy all the time and still performs. It's unreal. Now, Griffin has the talent to win pipe, but he usually goes out in the round of 32. Remember, he took out half the Survival League last year. I'm going to say hard pass. I'm going to take some chances here and pick Miguel Pupo and Kaiwa Belli. Actually, it's not really chances at all. You're probably saying, what are you doing? Well, they were both semifinalists last year, if you recall, and they have good stats and plenty of pipe experience. Plus, no one else is going to pick them. I'm done. Moving on to the traffic jam in Tier B. Let's start with this. Incredibly, John and Gabriel Medina are in the same opening round heat. I'll pick the winner between those two in reselects later. But for now, I'll take Kelly Slater because I want a guy my age on my fantasy team. I'll pick Barron because he's so talented that he's both overhyped and underrated at the same time. I'll go Yago because he's my dark horse and he's had good results at pipe. And I'll take Sammy Pupo because he's either going to do well or get reselected out for John or Gabriel. Well, that was easy. Let's go Tier C. Okay, first, where the hell is Carlos Munoz in Tier C? WSL, why isn't he in this draw? The poor guy went down to a shoulder injury at this very event last year, and his tour dreams were crushed. I'd think he'd be at the top of the list. Unreal. Now, I love Leonardo here, but he's the one in the heat with Gabby and John. I'll pass, but don't be shocked if he wins. Leo is a solid North Shore performer and competitor. So yes, I know you're picking Joao Chianca. So is everyone else. You probably picked Jack Robinson too. Live a little, take some risks. Everyone got that team. I'm going Imai Kalani DeVault. He's got the experience and either kills people out there or completely collapses, and I'm feeling him this time around. I'll also take Ryan Callanan to temper my risky Imai selection. Dude's got good numbers, 6 years of CT experience at pipe, and some sneaky barrel skills. So there they are, the winning picks. Well, for me anyway. These will be posted on oldsurfdad.com under My Picks. Now, look, this is just an exercise, and we all know reselects are coming. Hopefully we get a chance to use the cool new brackets the WSL has on their website to see the matchups to make better selections. As you all know, I'm a fan of the Surfival League, and this year we have our own Old Surf Dad survival team within the league. When you register, just use referral code OldSurfDad to be put in our group. If we get enough people, I'm going to come up with a prize for the person that survives the longest. The more people, the better the prize. So I recently did an interview with the CEO of Surfival League, Taylor Lobdell. I'll link that in the description below so you can check it out. Now, it was in this video I made my survival pick. Let's have a look. I do like Kelly in this. He survived 11 of the last 12. Now, Taylor gave me his pick as well, and I really liked his perspective on pipeline survival.
So at Pipe, it's strange because usually you want to pick a top guy, I think, but the top guys, Felipe, Italo, Jack Robinson, which I think would be a good pick, Ethan Ewing, and Kanoa. I don't necessarily want to pick these top 5 guys. They'll be the highest seeded guys, but that means they're going to be coming up against those local wild cards, which really scares me. So I think the sweet spot on this Survival League is somewhere between like 6 and 15. So in that spot, you got Slater, you got John, you got Pupo. So I think I have to go with the GOAT, Kelly Slater.
Yeah, I think we agree on that.
Yeah, he's 15th, so he's going to have an okay seed. He's kind of unbeatable out there unless it's really small, and he just knows the reef better than everybody.
Survival League registration ends January 28th, so get in before it closes, or you'll have to wait until next season. And don't forget to use the Old Surf Dad referral code when registering. The waiting period for Sunset Beach is February 12th through 23rd, which is right on the heels of Pipe, like 2 days after. But don't worry, I got you. Check the website for the Sunset page that's loaded with stats, and a video is on its way. And don't forget to check out my weekly live stream called Surf Talk Live. It's every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST, which is Los Angeles time. I think for those of you in Sydney, that's lunchtime on Monday. And there's a link right here to my next show. Check it out. All right, thanks for watching, and good luck with your fantasy team.